primary school together, and we grew up together, always hang out together, and all of us. And he was 19 when he passed away. On the day of his funeral, I went to his house and his decks were all set up, and I just went on his decks and I just got on. I got on them and I just knew what I was doing. It was so weird. I just never ever played on vinyl before ever, and then I just went on them and didn't get them in sequence, but I just got them bang on in time. And I was like, and then I just had an itch for it. I was like, I've got to get some decks. There was a record shop down in Hayes High Street, and I went down there with my dad, and I went down with like 200 quid, like literally walked in this shop. And I said to this guy, I really want to get some decks. And I think he thought I was like pulling his leg. He was like a young lad in the shop. And he was like, well, if you can prove to me that you can mix on these, I'll give you these decks and a set of headphones and a mixer for 250 quid. So I went home, picked up 2 vinyl, went back to the shop, and I walked in and I was like with the vinyl, and you should have seen this guy's face. He was like, oh my God, she's back. So I was like, can I show you that I can mix? So I put them on and I mixed, like, obviously. And he was like, okay, a deal's a deal. And he was like, if anything goes wrong with these, though, you can't bring them back. And I was like, why? He goes, because it's my dad's shop. And I was like, oh, on the CDJs, I was just terrified of them because I was like, what the hell are these? They look like spaceships. For me, I was absolutely petrified of like trying to use them. I don't like these. And I was thinking, that's it, it's all game over for me because I'm never going to learn these.
So what's your proudest Peach moment so far?
I think my proudest was when I did a all vinyl set at KoKo. I just rocked up, right? And I was like, do you know what? It was my first set as a resident at Camden. And I was like, I just have to prove to people that I can do this. And I do not want to turn up and play digital. Right, I'm going to bring back a vinyl. So I just picked out a load of tracks that remind me of Camden. And I just turned up with my record bag. And I was playing just before Graham. And Graham was like, don't go too hard before me. And I was like, oops. I've just got like a bag of records. I can't change what I've got. And I just played on vinyl, and honestly, the place erupted. It just went insane. People were just going mental, and I was like, and that was it. I think I cemented my place then. People were going, fair play. She smashed it, and she played vinyl.
Edele, thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
I have been wanting to get you on this for weeks, haven't I?
Yes.
And for some reason, the planets haven't aligned at all. Interesting story as well. My editing company, I've never told you this. All of my editors are from the Philippines.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
My entire team up there.
You have to tell them. You have to tell them that you're interviewing
now 5-2 in the Philippines.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
I have a clock.
No way, that's hilarious.
I'll take a photo. It's my Filipino clock.
That is so funny. You'll have to tell them you were interviewing a Filipino. She's
yeah, of course,
Filipino DJ, Andaya, and they'll be like, oh, we know that name.
A lot of people because you look so young.
Thanks.
25, of course, and look so beautiful,
exactly.
of course.
I'll tell you off camera how old I am, but we won't say that.
And I was like, and then I didn't realise that you were half Filipino. Yeah,
and yes, my dad's from Philippines. My mum's Irish Welsh.
That's a mixture.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it is.
I started working with Filipino teams on websites during COVID.
Oh, and they're so lovely.
We just, oh my God, we were just looking to outsource to people who really knew their stuff, and they're so highly skilled.
Yeah.
Insanely skilled.
Where are they based? In Manila?
All over. All over. It's like, Dex, we're having a thunderstorm. The island, it's got no power. I can't get the work. And that's the only ever delays we get.
That's where my dad is from. It's called Pangasinan. It's Malacasique, which is like out in the province. It's like really like, I remember when I was a kid, we went there and there was like no lights. I was walking down the street with my brother and he had like a lamp and it was like pitch black. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell?
Because the Philippines is now where everyone goes to get their digital work.
I mean, I'm talking about, when did I go there? 1988. That was when I was a kid, when we were planning on living there.
How were you?
But my mum, obviously it's very different. It's culture, and the culture's different. And my mum had us very young. So when we went there when we were kids, my mum just couldn't adapt. adapt, and I totally get it because it's not like it is now. It's very westernized now. Like everything's
Yes, yes.
changed. There's a lot of people that go there, but when we went, it wasn't like that. It
It's
was
so
just
polite.
untouched, you know.
Mr. Dexter.
Oh, they
Always
call
got
you Mr. Dexter.
Mr. Sir, yes, sir,
Oh,
yes, sir.
oh, they
But
yeah.
I'm like,
That's my dad does that. My dad has that. That's how my dad speaks when he speaks to people. He's always really
it's like,
polite,
I
and
was
he
like,
always
please
says
stop
that.
calling me sir. For God's sake, stop
My
it.
dad is so sweet. He's like that. They're really polite. It's just how
Well,
they're brought up, I
the
think,
guys that
and
we
how they
work with, they're
talk.
like family to us now. You know,
Yeah.
I send them Christmas presents
Oh, that's so
and
nice.
obviously because the rate of pay is a lot lower over there.
Yeah.
Some people take advantage of that, but we
Yeah.
actually pay them double because
Oh, that's so
we
lovely.
like to retain the quality of work, so we don't have that churn of staff. So
Yeah.
over the last few years, we've always worked with the same people.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, and they've worked from everyone you could imagine. A lot of these DJs out there, and a lot of their videos have been edited by these
All these
people,
guys over there.
and
That's so lovely.
yeah, they're really, really great. But let's get on to you. How did you get into music? Because it was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, when I got into how I got into music was through a friend, actually. Like, someone that I grew up with. Sadly, he passed away when I was 16. He died in an
Okay.
accident,
Oh,
and on the day of it sounds quite morbid, but to be fair, like I look back at all of these things, and I believe that certain things happen for reasons. But on the day of his funeral, I went to his house, and he was somebody that was like a really good friend of mine. We went to primary school together, and we grew up together. We used to
how
hang out
sad.
together, and all of us. And he was 19 when he passed away, and obviously I was 16 is really young, you know. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on the day of his funeral, went to his house, and his decks were all set up, and I just went on his decks, and I just got on. I got on them, and I just knew what I was doing. It was so weird. I just never ever played on vinyl before ever, and then I just went on them. And my friends were there, all in his bedroom, and they were saying they used to my friends call me Delsey. They're like, Delsey, have you done this before? And I'm like, no, never. And I was like, what the hell? Didn't get them in sequence, but I just got them bang on in time, and I was like, and then I just had an itch for it. I was like, I've got to get some decks. So that was like the start of it. And then for my birthday,
Maybe
gone.
spiritually he left you
I
something.
think so. I
Yeah.
swear to
I'm
God.
a very spiritual person.
Me
I'm not
too.
religious
I'm
because
not religious, but
there is
I'm
a
very
big
spiritual.
difference.
Yeah, me
There is a
too.
big
I'm
difference.
100%.
And
I was brought up Catholic. I went to Catholic school and had a Holy Communion and all of that. My dad's very Catholic, obviously Filipino.
yeah.
Um,
Church on
but
Sundays.
yes, we went to church on
The whole of
Sundays.
Sunday.
Yeah, and, it was all of that, and, but, as I've grown older, I got older, that's not something I'm sort of following now. I'm more spiritual, and I believe that it's just so many things I think have happened over in my life that make me think that, so,
Yeah. And
um
look at you now. You're flying now. And now when we've had our previous conversations, you're obviously, I always took you as a little bit younger because you
Yes.
look younger, and then you started talking about the old clubs, Strawberry Sundays, and
Yes.
all of the old London clubs, which you're
Yeah.
very very familiar with and used to go to.
Yeah.
So how did you come across that side of it? Was it because
So, yeah, God, when we were younger, so again, Stuart was my friend that passed away. When we were all like a group of friends, and we knew somebody called Gary, and he was a bit older than us, and he introduced us into clubbing. And I
right?
never told my mum and dad that I was going clubbing. I used to lie and say I was staying at a friend's house. So I'd end up, I remember going to Soundshaft. It was the first club that I went to. It was a fever night at Soundshaft. It was like it backed onto heaven. It was like the tiny little club, like 200 people probably max. But
They're
it
the
was like the
best.
best
They're the
club.
best clubs.
It was so good, like, unbelievably good. Like, I used to go there every Friday. I think sometimes on a Saturday, depending on what would be happening. But you just literally walk in, it'd just be this dark room, and it would just be like blaring with music. And I remember thinking at like 3 a.m, like, I remember jumping up to my friends thinking, is this what people do when we're asleep? Like, it
What
was insane.
what year was this?
Oh God, so it would have been about 98.
Wow, so 90s
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah, 97 or 98.
Yeah, we
It
had
was
some
around
fun, didn't
then.
we? Yeah.
It was so good, and they were the best times because it was just I don't know, I always think when we go back, if I would love to go back just one night. They were just so good,
So
so much fun.
when you started playing, you went out and got a set of decks, obviously.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
this is a funny story
A-
actually, how I got
And
my decks.
how did you get your decks?
So I asked my mum and dad if I could have some money for my birthday. And my dad was like, well, what do you want to get? And I said, well, I want to get some decks. And they had like a Technics set up downstairs in the front room. And my dad said, well, we've got a deck. And I was like, no, I need two. He was like, what? So I grew up in Hayes, but at the time I lived in West Drayton when I was younger. And there was a record shop down in Hayes High Street. And I went down there with my dad, and I went down with like 200 quid, like literally walked in this shop. And I said to this guy, I really want to get some decks. And I think he thought I was like pulling his leg. It was like a young lad in the shop. And he was like, well, if you can prove to me that you can mix on these, I'll give you these decks and a set of headphones and a mixer for 250 quid. And I was like, what? So I was like, I got back in the car.
Game on.
And I was like, Dad, we've got to go home. I've got to get some vinyl. I've got to bring him back and show this guy that I can mix. And my dad was like, what are you going on about? So I went home, picked up 2 vinyl, went back to the shop, and there were some people in the shop. And I walked in and I was like, with the vinyl, and you should have seen this guy's face. He was like, oh my God, she's back. So I was like, can I show you that I can mix? So I put them on and I mixed, like, obviously. And he was like, okay, a deal's a deal. And he was like, if anything goes wrong with these, though, you can't bring them back. And I was like, why? He goes, because it's my dad's shop. And I was like, oh. And then I was at Frantic at Hard House Academy in Brixton, and I was walking up the foyer, and this guy that sold me the decks was walking down. And I was like, Martin. And I was like, remember me? You sold me the decks. He was like, oh my God. He was like, remember, don't bring them back if anything goes wrong. And I was like, I won't bring them back, don't worry. But that was the start of it.
Do you remember what decks they were?
They were Sound Labs.
Sound Labs. My God,
Sound Lab belt-driven decks. Oh my God. And I practiced and practiced. I had no table at home. I had them on the floor in my bedroom, and we just mix over and over again to get them in time.
Aristons,
I remember. Do you remember Newmark as well?
With the big knob.
With the big knob? Yeah.
Aristons,
oh,
Sound
God.
Labs.
That
was Vestax, but because none of us could afford 1210s, you know.
No, but that my boyfriend at the time bought 1210s, and I used to have my Sound Labs at home, and then we used to all go back to Kev's, my boyfriend's at the time. He had a garage and had all, like, the vinyl and the decks all set up, so we'd all go back to back, me and my friends. And that was when I was like, I've got to get some Technics, because it was like chalk and cheese. It was like, I loved it. Like the belt driven, I just get it in time.
Just trying to keep
and then
it
it's like, I was like bored, going, okay, there's nothing, I'm not actually getting anything out of this. But there was just a way, Technics are just
I think, though, with belt driven, it really helped learn with the ear. Yeah. Because you really knew when something was dropping out. And
definitely.
The first time I ever went on 1210s, my friend, I won't say his name because we never found out whose money this was on a bus in South London and was sat there, and he turned around, there's a bag there, and he opened it up and there was $5,000.
No.
Yeah, he found $5,000.
No.
And he rung up our older raver mate, and we used to call him in the 90s a granddad raver. In the 90s, yeah.
Oh my God!
Went, come and pick me up quickly. I've just found some money, and then he went out and bought some 1210s.
Oh my God!
And some Jamos.
I don't know.
Do you remember the Jamo speakers?
Oh, probably.
I will overlay a picture of them. I think they were the most stolen ever speaker out of a warehouse. You could buy them everywhere.
Oh my God.
Service stations, people used to be at the back of the van selling these Jamos.
They're massive.
Yeah.
And
you just go up to Camden, they used to be there. But he had, I walked into his bedroom and he had these 1210s, and it's the first time I went on them, and it was just such a different experience. Because it held the mix. And you had to be so much more precise.
Yeah, definitely. You had to work at it.
And it was a real trade then, you know. And
it's a skill. Like, it definitely is a skill. Like, you either got it or you haven't got it.
Do you remember your first mix?
Yes, I remember. Well, it was actually at Stewart's that day.
Do you remember actually getting your first mix in time?
Yeah, that's what basically I got it. I got it in time, but not in sequence. And that's when I was like, I have to do this. I had itch for it. I was like, I just have to get some, because I was like, I really love this. Like, I really am just, I didn't have a great time at school. I hated my secondary school. I just really hated all of that. Academically, I was just like, I was really into art and PE, but anything else I just really didn't like. So when I found something I loved, like the music and I really just threw all of me into it, and I just focused on it so much. I loved it. It was like,
I can't remember what I got my decks for, but I remember like I had them at the house, the bungalow for about 2 weeks, and I just could not get it into mix, and I was getting really frustrated.
oh
And then
no,
one day
it just
it
happened.
happened, and the penny dropped, and I'm like, that's what I got to do. And then I
Oh,
went and I did it again, and
it's the best
again,
feeling.
and again, and I got the bug, and that
Oh,
was
that's
it.
it. Exactly. You get the bug. That's it.
I had girlfriends leave me because I had
'Cause
them.
they never saw you.
They were like, "You're only interested in those bloody things," you know. Honestly,
Sorry.
it was yeah, but it was definitely got the bug. So you started at 16,
16,
yeah,
yeah. You're gonna
and
work out my age now, aren't you?
no, I'm not at all. Did you always know you wanted to be a DJ after that?
No, so I had my deck set up at home, and I used to take pictures when we'd all be out clubbing, and I had like a frame above my decks of all of us clubbing in, the pictures and
Wow.
flyers. But no, I used to always look at them and think, just love the music,
It was just a
but
bit of fun, wasn't it?
never thought ever that I'd be playing out ever.
Yeah,
Like, and
just a
it
bit of
didn't
fun
cross
having
my
a mix at home
mind.
with people, and then just after you'd be out clubbing, just
Yeah, and I'd
that's
spend all my money, like, when I got my first job, that's all I would do, go record shopping up Connect Records in Oxford Street and, all Black Market and all that, and just go record shopping with my friend every weekend, and that was all my money was going on records. It's just
and
like
then we get back and we're like, "Oh, I'm not too sure about that one."
yeah, that'd sometimes happen, yeah, and I've got
That'd be
some now a bit questionable, and I'm not
re
like,
yeah,
not really sure
really
about that, but
what was I thinking, you know?
yeah.
And we've spoken about this before. What were your first musical influences?
Oh God, my mum and dad have always been. I mean, when I grew up, our house was always, my mum and dad always had music on. My mum would always have the radio on, or like she'd always be playing vinyl or CDs. But my mum was younger than my dad, but their taste in music was very different. So my mum was into like rave music,
Oh,
Prodigy, and
really?
all that. Yeah, and my
Ah,
dad was into the Carpenters and Frank
me too.
Sinatra
Me
and
too. Yeah.
Motown. But my mum loves Motown as well. So it was like there's a bit of a crossover. But my mum would be more into the dance music side of it. So I think that's where I got my musical influence from. And my nan actually, I spend a lot of weekends at home with my nan, and she'd had a record player in her back room, and she had like loads of vinyl, and I'd literally sit in the back room for hours just going through the vinyl, but playing all sorts of music. She had like loads of stuff. It was all easy
So,
listening, and
educated
you know,
yourself.
yeah, and I love all that.
Yeah.
See, I love the Carpenters. I love Barbra Streisand. I love all of that Motown. All of it. So Bee Gees. I've been brought up listening to it, but it's so different to what I play. Obviously,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
like the other side of the fence is like Tony DeVitt, R.R. Fierce, Karim,
Y-
really hard stuff, and then but all
Yeah.
day I've got the radio on at
My
home.
dad was he introduced me to rave, obviously, but but on the other end of the spectrum, we'd be listening to Gilbert and Sullivan
Yeah, exactly,
in the
stuff like
car, you
that.
know, and
So
he'd know all the words, and
yeah,
it'd be
like
really,
Fleetwood
really
Mac and
Fleetwood
all
Mac,
of
Pink Floyd,
yeah, all of
um,
that.
all of that. Yeah, very similar, very similar.
Yeah.
And so obviously progressed. When did you first? Do you remember your first gig when you played out?
Yeah, it was a club. I don't know if it's still there. Medusa. It was in Brixton. It was a hard house club, and I was really young. And I think
Not
I
four
turned.
and four, no,
No, it wasn't full. I don't think it was
no.
414. Not that I can remember. Do you know what? I can't really remember. But I remember getting there, and I remember like my friend. I swear the decks were set up on some kind of decorating table. I've got this.
Were they facing the crowd?
Yeah, they were facing the crowd, but my
Yeah,
friend, she was so my best friend Tori, she was there, and she came running over, and she nearly like leant on them, and then they nearly just went like. But I just
yeah.
have
There was a
this
few
like
venues in Brixton, weren't there then?
vision of them being on some kind of decorating table, but they wouldn't take the weight of vinyl. But they were something
Oh my
similar. But
god,
going, I
yeah.
turned
Well,
up
one of
going,
those
oh
wooden
my god,
flexi things.
yeah, something like that.
That's the last thing you want to put them on, in it. You know? Oh my god.
But that was like my first. I think that was my first gig playing out. But that was really random. I mean, can you
Yeah,
imagine Brixton what it was like back in the late 90s? It was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
nothing like it is now at all. You used to just go there and get out. It was like,
Yeah,
I
we used to do. I think at the time there was the fridge, and then there
yes, the
was
fridge. We used to go twisted at the fridge.
the crypt. Is
I
it? Was it
didn't
the
go to the
church?
crypt.
Underneath the church, opposite the fridge, there used to be a club. I think it was called the Crypt.
Oh, do you
And
know, I can't remember.
then, obviously, 414 Club.
414 was amazing, but those
Yeah.
stairs, those spiral stairs, the amount of times I've nearly fell down those and nearly
Just
broke my neck.
honestly, we used to park up, and my friends were some of the door staff from Strawberries, and they used to know all the dodgy people in Brixton, and they just used to, and we used to have to pay them like a tenner or something to look after the car,
Oh my God, that's
to make
hilarious.
sure it wasn't broken into.
Oh my God.
Yeah, back in the
That's what
day,
it was
man.
like. Yeah,
It
I
was, yeah,
remember.
and the
Yeah.
car was always looked after. It was perfect.
Oh my
Um,
God.
so what did you find the hardest part about learning to mix back then, or was it just a completely natural thing for you?
I didn't really find it difficult. Like I think that's why I really enjoyed it so much and I really stuck at it. I just loved it. And I just, it's weird to think that, like I didn't really struggle with it. I just picked it up so quickly and I kept practicing. Obviously you got practice, but I still play vinyl now. I love vinyl over digital any day. It's
Yeah.
like, and I still buy records and I've never sort of been a person that sort of like come out, phased away from the vinyl because a lot of people had done that when it went digital, but I've never done that. I've never given up on my vinyl or anything. I've always continued to buy it.
I
And
saw your shout out with all the vinyl behind you, the
yeah, I've
famous
got it all
shout
here. I've
out.
got it I've got a shelf full of it. So
Yeah,
I still collect it. And my husband's got loads of it as well. He loves vinyl. So
yeah,
between us, we've got quite a lot.
yeah. No, vinyl was great. I mean, did was there ever a point where you thought, okay, let's just give this a crack and really try getting some gigs and making more of it?
Yeah, so well, funny enough, when Facebook became sort of really popular, that
Mm.
was when it sort of kicked off, I think, a bit more so than any time. It was like I got approached by a guy that ran a night called Lifted and it was more house music. So, and he did nights in Greenwich, all around there. And I remember turning up to a gig with a bag of vinyl, and it was sort of about the time where it was sort of crossing over to digital. So I remember turning up, and there was no needles on the decks and things like that. It'd be like,
Ah.
what the hell? So I'd have to always bring my needles with me. Um, but I remember turning up to this gig and this guy was like, "What's that in that bag?" And I was like, "It's records." He was like, "Oh yeah, keeping it real, yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, what?" I'm thinking, "What do you mean? That's all I play." And
Yeah,
then I remember when it started to go to digital, like, and then on the CDJs, I was just terrified of them because I was like, "What the hell are these? They look like spaceships."
I
So
know, I know.
for me, I was absolutely petrified of like trying to use them. And then I got booked to do a gig in Sri Lanka, and my friend Lee Freeland said, "Come to mine. I've got some decks. I'll teach you." Like I'll, because he was coming out there with us. And I remember going there, and I was getting really frustrated because I was like, "This is just not the same." And I was touching them like I would
Yeah,
vinyl,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "I don't like these." And I was thinking, "That's it. It's all game over for me because I'm never going to learn these." And when CDJs first came out as well, they were so different to what they are now.
Yeah.
They were really plasticky and weird, and
CDJ 1000s, yeah. I
and
mean,
they were lights were flashing, and I was just like, "What the hell is going on? There's too much stuff. I don't like this." I'm so used to just having a needle and just going
it used to be
like
so
that,
simple, didn't
and a
it?
mixer, and
Yeah.
now I'm going, "What the hell?" And it was just weird.
I
But
remember a few quite famous DJs, I'm not going to name who they are, that when they came to Ibiza and they first started DJing in Ibiza, Ibiza adopted CDJs quite quickly, quite
yeah,
early on, because of a couple of friends of ours who just said, you've got to get these in. And my friends had to teach them how to play in the clubs on
on the
digital
day.
because they didn't have a fucking clue how to
Oh
use them,
god.
because it was that changeover period of
We
going from vinyl and it was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And when they got to the venues where they were going to be residents for the year, they didn't have vinyl. They didn't have the
Oh
turntables.
god. I had that happen to me when I went to play at Charlie's Angels with Vicky. I literally was going from vinyl to CDJs, and I had a set with her, and honestly, it was terrible. I did not know what I was doing. It was like clanging, and in the end, Vicky was like helping me, but I was so embarrassed.
Vicky Devine. And
Yes,
so you were playing a Vicky Devines and you
I
were
played
having
at
to use,
Charlie's Angels.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I know Charlie's Angels really well. And that was at Summon or Play 2.
play two.
Play 2. And and we were talking about equipment because um so you had a nightmare where it was deck the
There were
vinyl.
CDJs because I was vinyl, and then I went there, and obviously I wasn't familiar with how to really use them, and I literally got there and I was like, oh my God, they are nothing like vinyl.
Well,
So I was
I'll
just
be pleased to let you know that Vicky was exactly the same when she turned up at Amnesia a few
no.
years ago. Yeah, they'd upgraded to the 3000s.
I think it happens to the best of us. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, equipment is always changing, and it freaks me out. When we had the touch screen new Pioneers that have come out with the CDJs, we did a gig at Camden, right, for KoKo for Peach, and Chris didn't tell me that they'd updated the equipment, and I got up on stage and I was like, what the hell are these? And when you don't know, you're not familiar with the equipment, and it's all touch screen, I was like, and then you've got all these people, you're like going, oh, hi.
Hi.
Like, oh my God. Like, and I was like, Chris, I'm going to kill you. Like, what the hell? He goes, well, you got to learn.
What are they? Is that 3000s?
3000s, yeah.
That's exactly what happened to Vicky at Amnesia.
Oh my God, so exactly.
She was doing the last set, and she'd realised, and she got up. First of all, there was a mixer she wasn't used to. Second of all, there were 3000s, and she was like, she could literally, she's like, why didn't I even think of this? I advance other DJs. This is what she does. She used to, for Ushuaia, she used to do a lot of the advancing. So the riders and the tech riders and stuff. And she hadn't even done it for herself.
Oh,
so
no.
I forgot who talked her through it, but she was all right after the first
hurdle. You get through it and then you're okay. But it's like, it is daunting because you're literally, you know, I mean, I've had stuff happen to me. I did the Ferry gig, and when I went on after Ferry, because he was all playing vinyl, and then I went on to play digital. And my first mix, I couldn't hear anything. So everyone had left. Like, they'd all got off the stage. He was going, yeah, bye. Everyone had left, and I was going, I can't hear. So I'm going, hi, trying to get some people's attention, and I'm trying to be all smiley. And then I'm just like, can someone help me? I can't hear. And then I can see some people are going, are you all right? Are you all right at the front? Because they know me, like my friends and stuff. And I was like going, oh my God, trying to be all like cool. There's loads of people
engineer
here.
always disappears, doesn't they?
I literally was like, why does this happen to me? Like, seriously. And then it was fine. But
Tell me, why didn't you finish after Ferries? Play vinyl
because it was kind of like I kind of left it because it was all about Ferry doing a vinyl set. So I wanted to sort of let him have that. It was his event. So as much as I play vinyl, I wanted it to be special for him, and it was like that was his thing. So I was like, I'll just do the digital. That was cool, but it was really great. And I mean, God, it was Ferry Corsten, and he did like a speech. He was like, I'm going to hand over the baton to Edele, and I was like, what did he say?
Amazing.
I was like, and he's married to a Filipino. His wife's Filipino. I literally was like, oh my God, I love you even more. Like, seriously.
Do you speak the language?
No, I don't. My dad did try and teach me, but my mum doesn't learn it. She didn't learn it. So it's very difficult for her, I suppose, with us growing up as kids. And in the end, we just didn't really pick it up, me and my brother and sister.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was insane, that gig. And when I met I literally was like, oh my God, like when I was younger, I bought all of your CDs, like all of them.
Yeah,
like he was
great.
Just like, oh, he's just amazing.
Yeah,
and he's so lovely.
He played for us at God's Kitchen in Birmingham. And
really nice guy, you know.
Proper.
It's so nice when you meet someone like that,
and
they
actually
are really
talk to him, you know, and
when they're really cool,
just normal people. So you got picked up by Peach.
Yes.
Who found you first?
Oh
Graham
my God.
or Chris? Because I know there's an argument
this is
about
like
this.
so funny. So I think what it was, they were both talking about taking on a new resident, and they wanted it to be female. And I think they both sort of said at the same time, well, I've been thinking about this girl. And Graham was like, Edele, or Chris said Edele. And then Graham was like, well, I was thinking about Edele. So they both were like, oh my God, we're both thinking about the same person. But they have this ongoing argument about who found me first. So,
and I bet Graham won't stop.
No, Graham's so funny. He's hilarious.
Before I left for Ibiza, I did a Graham podcast.
Yeah.
And his history is so vast.
Oh my God, it's insane.
We're doing a second one next week.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, it is vast. It is like literally before music there was even mixing and
got
stuff.
A lot of history.
Yeah. It's just like John 00 Fleming. His was vast as well. And they were like doing in the music scene before like mixing was even a thing, you know. So no, it was Graham was very much down the soul music route, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you become the resident of Peach? Do you remember what year it was?
So it was 5 years ago that I became resident for Peach. Yeah, about 5 years ago
And
now.
since then, things have
It's
changed.
just gone insane.
Yeah.
Like literally gone insane. It's like I feel like I'm surrounded by the best people. I'm doing the music that I love, and they've put me on like a platform to be, you know, recognized and noticed. It's just insane. And since then, I've been like getting booked for gigs that I, you know, only dreamed to be
And where have you
on.
been
So
playing?
what do you mean, like
Where have you been
since?
playing? You played festivals such as
Luminosity. I did that this
Luminosity.
year
Yeah.
actually, which was insane. It was so
Wow.
amazing. And to be booked by a festival like that is just incredible. And I didn't know what to expect. And it was just, I mean, everyone was saying how good it was, but obviously until you actually do it, you don't know. But when I went, I was like, I totally get it. There is something magical about being on that beach.
So
It's just
you want more of this now, don't you?
What's that?
You want more of this. You want more sets. You want more festivals, and this is where you're going
definitely.
now, yeah.
But my main focus is 100% Peach. Like Peach is like my main thing, and that will always be my number one. But apart from that, I mean, just to get these gigs like alongside that, it's just incredible. I just feel quite blessed at the moment. I mean, like this week I've done like 3 announcements for like I've got Wrong next year. And just like, you know, these are like gigs that you just wouldn't even think you'd ever be on, you know, it's crazy. So
you're getting these phone calls out of the blue.
Say that again,
You're
sorry.
getting these. Sorry, it's my voice from Ibiza.
No,
So
don't worry.
it's like you're getting these phone calls out of the blue that are blowing your mind.
Yeah, no, it's just, you know, and I literally don't take any of it for granted. I'm just so happy to be doing it, and I don't know how long I'll be doing it for, but for now I'm happy. So
the reason why I've been wanting to get you on this podcast is because I've got a funny feeling about you.
Oh.
I think there's definitely
funny, ha, funny looking.
Well, both. So I think I've just got a funny feeling. This is just the beginning.
That's really nice.
I've just got, you know, that gut instinct about someone.
Oh,
and I've had that for a while about you. And now you're telling me that all of a sudden that you're playing these gigs that are starting to drop in, and I'm just like, maybe it's beginning, you know?
Yeah, maybe I'm getting the recognition, and you know, I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm just really happy at the moment that I'm, you know, getting these gigs.
When I see the Peach feedback, a lot of the Peach feedback is about you. Obviously, it's about all the other DJs
don't
as
tell
well.
The other guys.
No, I don't. But you do have your little following there, though, don't you?
Oh, I've got a lot of friends. I've made so many friends, and I've got friends that, you know, people that I used to go clubbing with as well, like still go, and it's just insane. I've met so many amazing people on this journey. It's incredible, and they have literally stuck with me like through it. They have just been amazing.
What was it like when they asked you to become the resident at Peach?
Oh my goodness. It was just insane. So I had a bit of a tough time. I mean, I sound like I'm talking quite morbid about stuff, but my best friend passed away the year before, and
that's
I was
life,
really,
isn't it? You know, it happens.
And I was really struggling with it, like a lot. Like really, like she, you know, she was really young. She was only, you know, when she passed away, and she was one of my bestest friends. She was a DJ as well, and she was like my massive supporter. She was like a big sister to me, and she always used to say, "You need to keep pushing yourself. You're worth so much more." And I don't think I really believed it, so I never really would. And then it's really weird. So then she died. In the September, we had a funeral in the October, and in the March, I think it was March or April, I got an email from Graham out of the blue just saying, "We'd like to make you a resident." And I was in bed at the time in the morning, and I remember feeling really down. And I was thinking, I read it, and I was like, "Am I dreaming?" So I was saying to Dave, can you read that? What's going on? Graham Gold's asked me.
Pinch me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I swear, like, this is way about the spiritual stuff. She is looking over me. She is watching me. She is helping me.
Yeah.
Because this is what she always wanted for me. She always used to try and help, like try and get me gigs and push me. And, you know, she was just like my massive supporter.
She is creating this serendipity.
I swear to God, there is something out there. Like she's there.
Mate, I'm very heavily into meditating and sorry, my Ibiza head's kicking in. We did 10 parties in 7 days. So
I mean, you're doing all right, to be fair.
What's the word?
You can analyze, visualize, and
visualize, and that will come in if you visualize it enough.
Like manifestation.
Manifestation, that's the word.
So I believe in all of that as well.
Yeah, I've got a load of books up here that evolve your brain, manifestation, all that sort of stuff. And
I've got some, as well, downstairs.
And I honestly believe if you act as if it's going to happen, it will. Or if you act as if it's already happened.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer as well. What you put out, you'll get back. Like, I try and believe in that as much as I can. Like, I really try and put out as much as goodness out, and then I try and get it back. You know, it's like, it's just something I try and live, day to day with.
Yeah. If you put out bad energy, you're going to get bad.
You're going to get it back. Yeah. It's like a magnet,
Karma's
you'll get it back. Yeah, 100%. I believe it.
It does happen, and it's so I think just be nice.
Yeah, just be nice. It's not difficult. Like, seriously, it is not difficult.
How would you describe the Peach crowd compared to the other crowd that's the other events you've played?
Oh, they are literally the friendliest bunch of people like you'll ever meet. Like, you could walk into a club when it's a Peach night and you will make friends if you went on your own. That is how nice Peach is. It's just amazing. I've brought friends before that have never been to Peach, and they're like going, that is the friendliest crowd I've ever been like surrounded by. Everyone's just lovely. They are so lovely. And it's very similar to Strawberry Sundae because we've got a massive crossover with people.
Yeah.
So it's the same. It's the same sort of people. We all attract the same sort of energy. So I think that's,
I'm
they're just
going to try and come over for a few things in oh
my God, you've got to come. You're so welcome.
Guess what I did at Kevin and Perry? I wore was it Kevin and Perry? Yes, it was Kevin. I wore my Strawberry Sundae t-shirt.
Did you?
And so many people pulled me on it.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I didn't buy it off of Duncan.
Where did you get it?
I made it myself.
No.
Before the group blew up again, the group's been around for years.
Yeah, and now Rob, Duncan,
10 years. If you ever
Louis,
look at the date of it, it's been like created in 2000 and whatever.
3, I think it is.
Yeah. Well, someone dropped the PDF in the folders. Remember, you could put files in the folders.
Yeah.
And the Strawberries PDF was there.
Oh wow!
And at the time, we were experimenting doing t-shirts and stuff like that. And I sent the Strawberry Sundae t-shirt off, and I've still got it to this day.
Oh my God, that's amazing!
And I wore it on Tuesday, and everyone was going Strawberry Sundae, and the amount of conversations. And then I bumped into Slipmat. He was playing for us.
Yeah,
he didn't realize until the end of the night. Like,
and he was like, "What's that?"
Hold on, But I bumped into a bunch of promoters. I can't remember the name of the night they do, but they've been collaborating with Strawberries as well. And they were walking down the queue, and they were like, Strawberry Sundaes.
They're I love them. I love them all. They're so lovely.
I'm so glad they came back.
Yeah, me too.
And they're still doing well.
They're 100% doing well. They're smashing it. And again, their crowd is just like, again, very, very similar to Peach. Just lovely people. So,
did you go to Strawberries back in the day?
Yeah, I did. I used to go down at the Arches.
Yeah, Cloud 9.
Cloud 9. Oh my God. I remember running in there once, and they had those little podiums set up in the middle of the dance floor. Two arches. I ran on one and it just collapsed. Literally, while I was on it. I was like,
because he used to have the castle down at the end, didn't it?
Yeah, and they were all up the top. Do you remember the DJ booth was like right? They used to all be up the top. I remember it'd be like you
right
look
at the top, and you could only get in going for the fire exits and go to the spiral
walking
staircase.
up the top. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. It's really cool, and the
sweat dripping off the ceiling, and the toilets used to be always flooded. Like, I remember hearing Access, and I was in the loo with my mate, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's Access!" running out the loos, and just
Do you remember the toilets just vibrated?
Yeah, like
and I kind of figured Amnesia had updated their sound system this year, just by much how
I'd love to go there again. God, I've got so many memories.
It was really good because we brought in loads of new lasers, and CO2 was in a different position.
It looked incredible. It looked ridiculous.
And there's a new set of sub stacks as well, and the doors were vibrating,
God.
and I was just like, this is heavy. Because at one point I was walking into the terrace, something just dropped, and when you just go,
If you're in the toilets and they're metal, it goes.
Yeah. That was Strawberry Sundae. That was Cloud 9, you know, without a doubt.
Oh my God.
So let me talk to you about something else. Peach Goes Hard.
Oh my God.
What's all that about?
Oh, so obviously I love, so obviously I'm a resident of Peach, and that's more the trancey side, but I have tried to sort of sneak in a bit of the harder stuff. So I normally play like the closing sets now because that's where they sort of fits my sound. But Peach Goes Hard has been going on for years. And when I first started, I've always wanted to sort of like, start up a night to play the harder side of music. So me and Chris were talking about bringing it back. And eventually one day we were just like, should we just do it? And then we'll just see how we go with it. And then we did our first party and it just absolutely was insane. It was nearly a sellout and it was brilliant. Like, because we've got a lot of the followers at Peach love the harder side of it as well, but you don't necessarily hear that at Peach.
It's back.
So it's back.
It's back without a doubt.
And now what I love doing is like I've made 2 residents, Glenn, Gavin and UV Girls, and they are like religious, like they've been going to Peach for literally years and years, and they are amazing DJs. So we've made them residents recently, and it's all about like bringing in new talent, so sort of showcasing new sort of upcoming people that are new to the industry.
What sort of hard sound is it? Is it? Would you like to say incorporate the Tony DeVitt sort of sound?
Oh my God! So I love all that. So my sets are very Tony DeVitt. Yeah, I love it. So I found
a new mix of his the other day.
Oh, you'll have to send me it.
Yeah, it was an essential mix. So
what I love, and you know what thing is, a lot of the ravers now, there's a lot of younger people coming out that have never heard that stuff. So it's all new to them.
Still relevant.
And when people say, "Oh, I don't like classics. Oh, I don't like that. It's old. You should play that.
To it now.
You need to hear new stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, but there's so and so. He's about 21, 22, and he's going, what's that?" And it's like Tony DeVitt, and I'm going, "Yeah, it's about 25 years old." And they're going, "Well, I've never heard it." So it's always going to be new music to other people, and we incorporate the old sound with the new sound. So there's a bit of techno, there's a bit of acid,
bit new energy.
Honestly, you can play what you like as long as it's hard. Like, we just want to go for it. Like, literally, the door's open and it's straight in. It's like, and it is pumping all day.
When I was fun. As you know, I've just got back from Ibiza, and there was a lot of talk about the harder sounds over there. Hard house, I don't think has ever really worked in Ibiza, but as a genre, there's lots of people talking about it, and a lot of people are saying it's coming back.
I think if you mix it right, I think if you can incorporate a few, like I do it with Peach, I drop in like Tony DeVitt, The Dawn. I play Shush Be Quiet.
It's never not going to work, is it?
And I incorporate into a trance set. So I always mix my music, and it's always a bit of a mismatch, a
mash-up.
But it's always a mash-up of like a variety of tracks. And I like to sort of do that. It's always about the trance and it's about the hard house. So I do that and it works and they love it. So you can test the waters as well, because you go, "Oh, do they like that? I'm going to play something else a little bit hard." And then they like that and you think, "Oh, I'm going to go a bit harder." And then, but I do like doing that.
Because Fergie played hard house.
Oh, I'd have gone insane. I saw some of the videos.
It's just like, what the fuck? Because
he dropped The Dawn. Everyone loves The Dawn.
He dropped... he was, because he did like a little announcement on Instagram saying, "I'm going back to 96, his Irish accent." That was a terrible Irish accent, I know. And he said he's going back to the really early 90s.
Oh my God.
Didn't think he'd go to the hardest style.
I bet everyone loved it.
And honestly, we were kind of like, has he gone too far with it? But then the feedback was like, wow.
No.
This is just like awesome.
It's energy.
It was electric in there. Absolutely electric. So
I am so gutted I missed that.
Yeah,
that
but you won't. For me. Well, hopefully we'll be doing the same next. Everyone always asks us whether we'll be doing the same Ibiza events, but you never know with Ibiza. You never know what's going to happen, because it's always like a changing beast every year, so. But
there's always that ongoing argument of Ibiza's dead, it's not this and that. And that prime example of your nights that have just been happening, it is definitely not dead.
No, it's not dead.
Booming. I mean, that was insane. Those videos I've seen they're incredible.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. It looks like back in the 90s,
Yeah. Both nights, Kevin and Perry and Gods were.
It's
and
just
the thing
insane.
is, we have the smaller events as well, which are just as crazy as well. Right? We had 2 boat parties that went out the day after Kevin and Perry, and they were wicked. We had Lange,
Oh,
Vicky Devine
Lange is so
played.
lovely.
Isn't he a
And
lovely
Vicky,
guy?
yeah.
And
They're just so, yeah.
Seb Fontaine, Jason By. I think Seb was going to go.
Jason is so lovely. I met him for the first time at 528.
What a
Such a lovely guy. Yeah,
So
really
chilled, man.
sweet.
You know,
Really sweet
I think
guy.
Seb was about to go green.
Oh no,
Because
is he seasick?
he doesn't like boats.
But I heard he smashed it.
Yeah. He did.
Absolutely smashed it. He is good. Like his sets from the gallery back in the day were so good.
And you know what? He really plans and puts some real effort into what the bigger gigs, you know. And I love talking to Seb. You can talk to Seb for hours.
Yeah,
and
he's
hours.
a sweet guy.
So what's your proudest Peach moment so far?
I think my proudest was when I did a all vinyl set at KoKo. I just rocked up, right? And I was like, do you know what? It was my first set as a resident at Camden. And I was like, I just have to prove to people that I can do this. And I do not want to turn up and play digital because I'm a girl. I do not want to be judged on that because you are. I don't care what anyone says. They'll just be like, oh, she's another girl DJ. She's just playing with the, the knobs and all that. And I didn't want that.
Pre-recorded bollocks, all that shit.
Oh, yeah, and I didn't want that. So I was like, right, I'm going to bring back a vinyl. So I just picked out a load of tracks that remind me of Camden, and I just turned up on my record bag. And I was playing just before Graham, and Graham was like, don't go too hard before me. And I was like, oops, I've just got like a bag of records. I can't change what I've got. And I just played on vinyl, and honestly, the place erupted. It just went insane. People were just going mental. And I was like, and that was it. I think I cemented my place then. People were going, fair play. She smashed it and she played vinyl and she's a girl.
Is there any other gigs that really stand out? Obviously, Luminosity.
I mean, Luminosity was amazing. But when I played in Sri Lanka, when I did a festival, I got booked to do this festival on Hikkaduwa Beach, and it was 14,000 people. I turned up though, and that was when I didn't know how to play, use the CDJs. I was just sort of like, started to learn on them. And as I went on stage, because of the condensation, the decks blew. So as I got up, the decks just went boom, like completely cut out.
Quiet.
And I just hear this sea of people going, boo. And I'm like, oh my God, it's not even me. I'm thinking, well, this is great. This is my first set. But then I was like, it's not me, it's the mixer. They've been changing the mixer. And eventually the music started and they all just went mental. But honestly, they love a party.
That's every DJ's worst nightmare. Silence.
I thought, you know what, this is Sod's Law. Why is this happening to me? So I just come up now and it's my first track and it just cuts out like I've done something.
But that turned into one of your most memorable.
Yeah, it was amazing. And as we were DJing, the sun was coming up and the sea was there and it was just incredible. And you just see seas of people. I was like, this is just insane. I remember getting on the plane at Heathrow Airport and 13 hours later, I'm in Sri Lanka, going through Colombo and there's an elephant in the bloody road. And I'm just like, what?
There's an elephant on the plane.
Yeah, no. No, not on the plane, on the road as I was going in the tuk-tuk. And I was just like, what the hell is going on? This is just like mind blowing, like how can this be happening? Like this, this many hours away from home. I mean,
you sound like you're very grateful for everything music's given to you.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I've been very lucky to experience and have opportunities to travel and learn about different cultures and meet people and make friends and, and it is, I'm very lucky. And I feel like at the moment, I mean, I was saying the other day, like with all the announcements that are coming out at the moment, I've still got some to go for next year. And I'm just like, I just can't believe it, really. I'm just like, this is amazing.
And have you had any other disasters, technical? Or is that the one big one?
Oh, well, apart from that one, when I DJ'd with Vicky and I was so embarrassed because I couldn't really mix. I was just like, this is just embarrassing. That one. Then obviously the one in Sri Lanka. What else? Oh, and then when I did my debut set for, what was that gig now? Oh my God, I can't even remember the name of it. One in Birmingham. Anomaly. Again, I started playing and I went up and da-da-da. And one of the guys pulled the plug out as I went on. So again, they're all just going, she's just stopped the decks. I'm like, no, I haven't. Someone's pulled the bloody plug out.
The actual physical plug?
The plug. And it just went vroom, out. And I was like, oh my God.
But how would you even know that had happened?
Because he was in front of me and he was like, oops.
But luckily you put it in quite quickly.
Oh yeah. It was one of the organisers. I won't say who, but
okay.
it was really funny. But afterwards, because I didn't know that happened, I just literally thought it was me at the time, and then afterwards they were like, "No, the plug's been pulled out," and I was just like, because I just thought, "What the hell? It's just all gone dead." And I was just standing there like, "Oh my god!"
If you could play any stage or festivals, which would be your dream festivals to be booked at?
Oh god, I don't know actually. I mean, main stage at Lumi would be amazing. That's such an amazing stage. But do you know what? I just love the gigs at Camden. The gigs in KoKo, like at KoKo, are just insane. Like to be able to play at that venue. I used to go clubbing there like every week, you know. And then I used to remember, I've got so many memories of being in that place and then just being on the other side of the fence and then playing music. I'm just like, this is just mental.
You were there last Saturday, weren't you?
Yes, I was there last Saturday. It was really, really good. They moved the decks nearer to the front, where everyone's like to the front of the stage, which was different. But I think it worked because you feel a little bit more, you know, sort of connected to the crowd, which is good.
Okay.
When you're up on stage, you're very separate. It's so far back.
I don't like that.
Know?
Yeah.
I love being like, you know, it's like connecting, you know, it's the energy, you're bouncing off the energy. But it was really good.
I like the DJ booths. I remember one at World Dance where it was actually on the floor and you're literally surrounded.
Oh my god, it's like Boiler Room.
Everyone could see. Yeah. But it had like obviously the fences and stuff. But it's just you're right in the middle of the crowd.
You're right amongst it.
Yeah. I mean that's a vibe. But when you're stuck behind 30 meters away, you're like,
I feel there's a bit of loss of connection. Like I love being like amongst it. I love thing is, and to be honest, I really hate being on stage. I hate having like lights on me and everything. If I could go back to just being in like a dark booth and just cracking on, I enjoy it so much more because I can really get into it. And you don't feel like you're on show, you know, like everyone is watching you. But when you're at Camden, it is like everywhere you look, someone's
though, isn't it?
You. I know,
yeah.
But it is like, but I'm so grateful for these gigs. I mean, God, just some people would just, you know, die for these gigs.
Do you remember when we first started clubbing and sometimes we wouldn't even know where the DJ was?
I know, yeah. That was like Soundshaft. You'd walk in and it's like a little box, like literally in the seat, like in the top.
Wouldn't matter, you know, just like,
and you wouldn't even know they were there.
I could not be asked to find a DJ. It's just like wasn't even a
Neither could we. We're just all like just dancing, you know, like no one cares. Like
this is what John 00 Fleming was saying, that he's doing a lot of these festivals around the world where it's just people aren't looking at the DJ.
And phones as well is another thing. It ruins it. I hate it. I hate when people like this, when they're like phoning you, know, like literally recording you. Oh God, I hate it. Because I'm thinking, oh, that's going to go up, and God knows
we had none of that in Ibiza. Thank God, it was just all glow sticks. And next year we're going to buy double the amount of glow sticks.
Oh,
we have thousands anyway, but we're going to double it up next year. Double it up because Chicane played.
I heard he did a really good set.
Right,
everyone's like Chicane or Sash. Chicane or Sash.
Obviously, Sash they're a completely different genre.
I know, it's and one of those things.
So it's not even an argument, to be honest. And Sash always smashes it in the terrace. He's done a couple of years for us. Chicane, we've been trying to get him for years, and he's always been in the studio. And he played for the first. I think it was he had about 15 minutes to go. And me and Nick were like, I hope he drops those fucking tunes. You know, the big ones, yeah. And
the ones everyone wants to hear.
Yeah. And I was like, if he doesn't, it's going to be meltdown on social media.
Yeah, it was like, oh my God.
And he played it to a T. It was just, he just
smashed it.
I think there are a little bit different versions, but it was just, they were beautiful.
Aww.
And if my memory serves right, I think Seb come on after him. And I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure he stopped the decks. So there was silence. And everyone just went.
To start his,
to congratulate Chicane.
Yeah. That's so nice.
Yeah, and then Seb started fresh. I'm gonna have to ask Seb whether he actually did that or I imagined it. But when he finished, it was like he was getting an ovation, huge ovation.
That's so lovely.
It was amazing to have him there because we just didn't know what he would play, or because he's very forward thinking with his music, and just to have those tunes just like right, ready to go.
He's got them in his back pocket.
He totally thought about it. Do you ever prepare sets?
Sometimes I sometimes have an idea, but I hate record box and I hate putting stuff together. I find it really difficult. Like I struggle with it. So, I don't know why. It irritates me, like having to sort of put things together. So what I normally do is just put a load of stuff in a folder and I
And then
turn
just
up and then I just read it because I
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
go, and also like you can't turn up at a gig and then go, I've got this, like, I don't know, 12 tracks I'm gonna play, and then someone plays one of the tracks. You know, it's like, you've just
Yeah.
gotta be on your feet all the time, and you've got to read the room because you just don't know what people want, and when I did the gig last weekend, usually I do closing sets, but I was on before Judge Jules, and I had to keep it quite light for him, sort of like, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, he doesn't play heavy.
No, but sort of I didn't wanna go too heavy because obviously then he's on after me, so I sort of like have to sort of set him up. So I just went very vocal and played a couple of like new bits and I played a lot of like 90s trance and a very floaty set for me. And I think people were going, "Oh god, she can play other stuff," you know, but that was, you know, they liked it. But it's one of those things again where you just have to think on your feet because you just don't know. You don't know how it's gonna go. And
Yeah,
you have to
yeah.
read the crowd. Some people might go, "Oh, I don't really like that." So you have to kind of lift it a bit
I
but
think
yeah.
that's where the digital side comes in helpful nowadays because I've spoken to quite a few DJs on here, and then they'll just turn up with 5,000 records, and then they'll just go from there.
Yeah, you just have to turn up
You
with a load
know?
of records. Like, I
Yeah.
literally have loads of folders and you know, literally loads of tracks, and yeah, you can't go with like,
See,
I
we
don't
couldn't
know.
really do that with vinyl. Like I remember
No.
turning up to a couple of clubs, and you like got banging techno, and you walk in, it's a garage night, and it's just
Oh
like,
God.
what can you do? You know? And you still go digging for vinyl, yeah?
Yes, I love looking for vinyl. Yeah, I'm always sort of on the hunt for
Where'd you
vinyl.
find it?
I can look on Discogs quite a lot, but then there's a lot of sites on Facebook that people sell stuff, so I sometimes look at that as well. And
Yeah, yeah.
um, I buy new bits every now and then. Transa have just released a new album. I've got that just recently, but I've got old stuff as well, like the old
What
Gate
is that in the
Crashers.
background? That reminds me
The old
of
Gate. Oh, that's one
ah,
of the best albums ever.
is that a
This,
platypus? That
no, this
I thought
one,
I've been thinking that's a it's Transa.
Transa. I love them. They're so
R
good.
I thought
And
it was platypus for
this is
some
another good
reason.
album. Gate
And is
Crasher,
that
Discotheque.
I know that label in the background.
Which one?
Inferno.
Inferno. Oh god,
Yeah.
I was just having a mix earlier. Do you remember that Bad Habit?
My God.
Something for the weekend. I thought, oh, that'd be quite good to like play at some point. But
So
yeah,
producing, we were speaking about this before. This is
yeah.
a world you're getting more into.
Yes, I am. So it's just I have actually just made something recently with have you heard of the Neckbreakers, which is Gav Adam and
I
uh,
haven't personally,
Darren
no.
Zebedee? They basically Gav Adam runs Fearsome. Have you heard of
Oh, yeah,
Fearsome?
I've heard of Fearsome, yeah.
Oh my god! Basically, so I made a track. We did a remix of Dreams, and the vocal in it is actually me speaking. I don't know if people know that. Some people do, some people don't. But we've done like
And what sort of sound is it?
you know Dreams, the
Yeah.
track Dreams. It's basically that, but it's a remix of that
Right,
track. So
right,
we've
okay.
sort of like updated it, and then I've done a vocal in it. But we did it with a guy called Agent Jack, which is Paul Norris. Have you heard of him?
Yes, I
He
have
go he
pulled it.
goes by a few names, Paul, Agent Jack and Cupra, and he's
Right.
just insane, this guy. Like, one of the best producers, like, that is I think right now is really rocking it. So, he was, yeah, one of the guys that made that track with us.
And how are you finding the creative process from
Yeah, really good, really
yeah.
good. I
It's
really do need to
a
spend.
massive learning curve, isn't it?
Yes, and I need to get in the studio more because it's just finding the time and obviously having a full-time job and that on top of that, the gigs and then I mean, where do you fit the time in? You know, it's like it's just and then life, you know, as we know it, it's
Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to juggle it all. But
This is what I was
um
saying to you before. I mean, the the more help you can get in the studio, the better, you know. I mean, I don't believe for a minute in ghost producing. I think that is just
no, I don't believe that at all.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if you can get in there with a sound engineer who can produce what's in your head
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
We spent all day doing this remix of Dreams. Oh my God. The bells in that track, I think for about 12 hours, the bells, we literally heard that over and over again. I couldn't hear bells.
Did you go home humming it?
I was like, I think I've gone mad.
Yeah.
It was like dun, 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 like literally over and over again. And I was like, oh my God.
It's horrible, isn't
Oh
it?
my
Yeah.
God.
I don't think I could be a producer at all.
It was quite intense. I mean, to do that all day, every day, because you have to go over and over and over, little intricate bits. And
when I went to college and went to the School of Audio Engineering, and there was a clear difference in caliber of somebody who was learning, but someone who really knew it,
knew what they were doing,
who got
100%.
it. Like, there was a couple of people in my class that just totally understood how to do this shit. It was they were born to do that.
Yeah.
And there was me like, which wire goes
what
where?
button's this and what's that?
Totally.
There's just so many folders. I mean, every time I'm I've got FL Studio, and when I'm on there, I'm just it's time finding something that sounds like what you want it to sound. It's like and it's like you can spend hours literally.
You should literally stand. But I mean, as I said to you before, the DJs that I've spoken to have gone to studios they've thought about their ideas before. They've found the records with what they'd kind of like to piece together, and they've got the engineer to help them recreate that sound, and they built the track together. So I don't think there is anything wrong in using somebody else's technical skills.
No, definitely not. And I feel like with it's completely different to ghost producing, because ghost producing, you're getting someone to make you something and give it to you, and you've had no
and claiming it.
And you're like, well, what the hell is that then? I would never do that. I'm sorry, but you have to have input. You have to have your ideas. Otherwise, what the hell is it?
I mean, isn't it mad that I won't name them, but some of the biggest DJs in the world at the moment have got there from ghost produced records.
Sad. I mean,
it's a weird industry, isn't it?
I've released so many tracks by now, but I won't do that. It's just I don't believe in it. I wouldn't do it. So, no.
Do you get nervous before gigs?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I do. I think it's good nerves. It really depends.
Anxiety.
No, you know what it is? You know what it is? It's the first track. Once you mix the first track, you're fine. It's always that, because it's always like you're going up there, you're following another DJ, you want to make sure all the equipment works properly. Oh my God, what happened to me at Lumi? I went on after the DJ, the deck, because he slowed it down. So it was like doing some kind of, weird stuff. And then I went on and I was like, oh my God, he left again. And I was like, oh shit. Like, I know how to use the equipment, but I'm pressing all these buttons and nothing's happening. So I'm like, oh my God, this is like my first set at Lumi. I have to sort this out. And I swear to God, I had like, I don't know, 40 seconds and something happened. And I was like, it works. And by that time, the DJ came back and he was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine now. But I was literally like going, oh my God, my heart is in my chest. Again, another prime example of how things can go wrong. And then me being left on my own as well, going, oh my God. There's just so many things on them,
I can't settle in nights. Even when I'm running a night, I just can't settle. Because I'm scared about something going wrong.
Well, when we do Peach Goes Hard, that is like, because it's a full-on day. And obviously I run Transylvania as well, and we're doing it a joint thing this year. And Transylvania was something that started online with a couple of friends during COVID. And we did a first party down at Basin House, and it just was insane. It's a Halloween party. And it was almost a sellout, and it was just like brilliant. So we did 2 of those, and then we've now paired up with Peach this year, and we're doing it at Egg for Halloween. And again, I reckon it'd be so much fun, but you're on your feet all day and you just want to make sure everyone's all right. So it's like, I'm literally just like Mother Hen going around, you okay? Everyone need anything? Or, like looking after everybody. But yeah, it is full on. I mean, you doing it, how many days did you do it in Ibiza? I did it just one day and it killed me. So
yeah,
how many days did you do?
8.
8
and 10 events. And
oh my God.
But just say an Eden show in comparison to like an Amnesia show is like completely different. Like it's easy. Amnesia is a far more 2-room. Yeah, and it's a lot more working parts. Whereas if you do a smaller show, it just kind of runs itself. But when you get to like the Amnesias and the bigger high production of the CO2 and all this stuff that we're bringing in, it's just scary. But we've got Nick, who is my partner, who does all of that side of it, and he ran Cream for 10 years. So
that's so amazing.
yeah,
I love Cream. That's where I used to go. Cream.
yeah. I mean,
Ibiza.
so he's just amazing when it comes to Amnesia. It's just like he knows every nook and cranny and how to do things. What would Tony DeVitt think? Eh?
Oh
What would
God,
Tony
God
DeVitt?
knows.
Because was he your favorite DJ?
Yes, 100%.
Yes,
He's my massive
yes,
inspiration. Yeah, I
yeah.
love him
He's
so
still my
much.
favorite DJ on the
Yes,
way.
me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
without a shadow of a doubt.
Anyone
I,
asks me, I'm like Tony DeVitt all the way. I just everything about that man, all of his mixes, all of the tunes, everything is just
it's
perfect.
just, and he was prolific. The amount of stuff that he released.
And what I loved about him, he would just go into a club and he was just, you know, I remember watching a documentary on it, and he would just turn up and he would just be like, he would just play what he wanted, and he'd be like, you know, and
no one would want to play after him.
No, yeah, but you knew it was him. You knew it was him as
Yeah.
well because of the sound. You know, it was massive inspiration for me, and yeah,
I mean, the music he made then is still so
it's it's like timeless almost.
It is timeless. You can play any of the tracks today. I've been listening to a lot of his stuff while I've been going backwards and forwards to Ibiza, and he was decades ahead of his time.
100%, 100%. His music is timeless.
He created that genre.
What? Yeah.
In a way. And final question. I know what you're going to say, because you've already answered this once. What would you play as your final tune of the night?
The Dawn.
Yay!
That's why when Fergie played it, I was like, oh my God.
I know.
It's my favourite track. I play it, and someone pulled me up on it actually, because they were like, oh, every time I see a video, you always play The Dawn. And I'm like, well, it's got a lot of like sentimental meaning to me. You know, there's a lot of reason why I play that, and it means something to me. And I also love the track. So I always do play. It was almost like my kind of, I don't know, ritual in my set. You know, I just want to play it because it'd be like the icing on the cake. But yeah, it is my favourite, and I love it, and I think I'll always play it.
Good.
So,
keep on playing it as well. It's a fantastic tune. Edele, you've been amazing. Thank you very much for joining me today. And I will come and see you in London as soon as possible.
Yeah, you've got to come and see us. We'd love you to
come and see everyone at Peach and Strawberries.
Oh my God, Graham and Chris
I've
would
got
love it if you
to.
came.
I haven't seen Duncan for 20 odd years, you know.
Oh, he came to Peach.
Oh,
my
did
God.
he?
I love him. He's so do you know what? Those guys are just awesome. Rob, Duncan, Louis, all of them. I love Rob. You know, Rob Parrish as well.
I've got to get over, because they
always come. You must come.
I wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for them. You know.
Well, there you go.
All right, my lovely. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.